Welcome back to another video, guys, and I wanted to make a video on this spaceship because I believe it's a really good candidate to use as the Valorians mothership. Now this spaceship itself, this toy, it's from Disney, and it's from miles from Tomorrowland, and it's called that TTA Stellosphere spaceship. We'll go into a closer detail of the toy itself. This idea came to me by another fellow Dino Rider collector who had used a partially incompleted ship in his friend's toy and collectible store display for the Dino Riders, and he obviously gave me that information. This was a few years ago, and eventually I was able to locate one at a second-hand shop for pretty cheap. But we'll get into the nitty-gritty bits of the ship itself just for fun. But as you can see, it's quite large, and I just threw a couple random Dino Riders there and some figures to show the scale of it, and also the way you could display your figures with it. Obviously, this would benefit from like a custom kind of build to it, like so. Maybe a paint in it, a new paint job, getting the color schemes right, like getting rid of all these, these little blue marks and their TTA and the yellowing and all that. So giving it a maybe metallic kind of paint job and adding a few more features, like adding the crystal and all that, the step crystal. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go closer and have a quick look overview, and then I'll do the ship on its own. See, on the front of the ship, you got this nice canopy, and obviously the figure itself doesn't sit properly in the chair, so obviously maybe using a tool and making this a bit thinner or cutting that off completely would help to sit the Valorian in properly. But that's a nice little control canopy right there. As we move to the inside, as you can see, I've got Questa there, so that rotates. Maybe some nice details here for the cockpit would be nice. But yeah, he sits nearly perfectly in that chair, and you can stand a few figures. And inside you've got a whole lot of room there, and that circle section, I would be good to make like a custom little stand and put like a crystal in there for the step crystal. So I like that. And then you got like this. Look, I'll show the functions of this, how it like closes and operates. And here you got like stairs anyway, which this all folds. And then here you can have another little cockpit there. And again, it just needs to be modified there to have the figure sit properly in there. But overall, it's got good size. And I'll go from the top view. So yeah, you could really do a nice display with this, with your figures and with a bit of scenery. So what I'll do is I'll move all the Dino Riders away, and we'll have a closer look at all the functions of the ship. So this is what the ship looks assembled together. Now this bit comes off, and I've taken it off. It took me ages to figure it out, but it's not connected at the moment because I'm scared that I'll struggle to take it off again as I'm showing this off. So as you can see, we've got the cockpit. It's a really good little cockpit. As you can see, you can throw a couple figures in there, especially if you modify the seats. As they don't sit perfectly in there, but you can get them to sit in there, and the stickers are coming off a little bit. But as I said, if you custom this, and you can even put some new stickers there or paint it, it will look really nice. So nice little cockpit. And you can even display it like this, it looks nice. And then you got the back. So as I said, this bit comes off, we'll get to that in a sec. So this section slides off, and the gimmick of this, it becomes another spaceship or another command center. You can work your figure in there. Doesn't look the best lying down, but still you can make a little scene there. And like I mentioned, this comes off. And also, this is where the power functions are. I probably won't be using it for the power functions because of it's tied into that Disney franchise. This can click into this, so you could even display this. I'll display it with this once I have this open, so we'll get to this first. So this is pretty cool. This opens and that can fold out. This came with it, but I won't be using this. Maybe you could take out the chair and customize it that way, but it's a little bit, doesn't really match, but it still has maybe some parts that could be utilized. So you can whack Questar there, control panel. You could easily stand your figures, heaps of figures. They do sit on the chair pretty well. Inside that, the gimmick of that is it flaps down for that ship that I just showed, but it does click into place. But I would prefer to use that circle area to make a custom display for the S.T.E.P crystal. So you just got to use your imagination, and you could easily put something there to represent the crystal, maybe a few more chairs or things. Yeah, so that slides in and that kind of shuts. So let's have it opened up as a display with this thing that I had. Alright, I'm gonna have to move the camera back in a sec. Could even go, let's go this way. I'm gonna bring the camera back. So as you can see, there's a whole bunch of ways to display it. You can have it displayed even like that. Obviously on the video at the start, I had it connected to the mothership. Somewhat that like that, and you can have it like that even. So depending on your setup, you can just make your own kind of creation. Obviously the ship had crashed. The ship had crashed and so forth. So you can even display it all crashed even. But let's put it back together. I believe that this would make an excellent mothership for the Valorians. And yeah, this slots in here. So I had a bit of problem pulling it out. It is a bit tricky. It's probably going to be hard to do with one hand, so I'll just leave it kind of like as the main, as its main look. But yeah, if you're creative, this will make a good setup. And I'm planning to customize one of my shelves and have this displayed with some dinosaurs like I did before, and maybe put a few little custom trees and things. And I would like to paint this maybe like metallic. I'm not the best at painting and stuff, so we can give it a try. The good thing is these blue bits, there's grooves here, so I guess I could always paint it silver and just keep the blue and all the white will be silver and get rid of this TTA whatever and get rid of this yellow, and it should make a nice little display. But yeah, check it out on eBay. They're not that expensive to buy, but yeah, it just really scales up really good with the Dino Riders. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed that episode, and I'll see you guys next time.